Hi, I'm Johnny John. Before we go into the main section of Catalyst, let us talk about the importance of measuring progress. In life, it's important to measure progress in whatever we do, because how else would we know if we're improving or not? So no matter what you do, whether it's an exercise, a diet, whether you follow a religion, or whether you have business goals, it's important to measure progress, to know whether or not what we're doing is beneficial for us, whether or not we're making progress, we're going in a forward direction. Now, before we carry onwards, I just want to let you know that the journey of self-transformation is always a forward journey. You can never go backwards because each experience that you go through in life is always pushing you forward. So how do we measure progress on the journey of self-transformation? We can use the experience of happiness to see if we're happier than the day before. To see, for instance, you can compare your happiness level of a similar situation to a past experience of a similar nature. For instance, the fears you experienced in a job interview, how happy were you in that experience compared to another experience of similar nature, perhaps another job interview? So, like this, you can measure the progress with the level of happiness you experience with a given moment to a past moment. Now, how you measure your level of happiness will be up to you, but I'm here to give you some tips. One tip is that you can ask questions to see if you have made progress on the journey of self-transformation. You can ask questions like, am I experiencing less fears than before? Am I experiencing less anger, less agitation than before? Am I experiencing less wandering thoughts? Am I experiencing more clarity of mind? Am I experiencing more energy? These are all questions that you can ask to check your progress. Now, when you measure progress, it's always a good idea to compare an experience to a similar experience, like the example I gave you before, a job interview to a job interview. And that way, you can know if you have improved or not. And it's also a good idea to measure progress using events that happened not too close to each other, like a while ago, because gradual change is always happening inside, and because we're always living with ourselves in every moment, it's really hard to detect any changes if we compare experiences that are so close to each other. So you can compare experiences that happened with a span of 3 months. And also, you can note down, if you have made great progress, just what you have been doing in those times. So you know what you've been doing to accelerate the progress. So all these are tips for you to measure progress on the journey of self-transformation. Another tip is perhaps you can rate your experiences, your level of happiness in a given experience, a number out of 10. You can say, okay, I went to this job interview and my happiness was 4 out of 10. Then maybe 6 months later, you go to another job interview. You can have a means to know how you felt before. You can say now you have experienced 5 out of 10. So giving your level of happiness a rating can help you to record down your level of happiness in that given time. Now, whether it's meditation or your journey of self-transformation, don't expect to see great progress in just a few days. Because what you're doing on the journey of self-transformation, you're doing something great. You're transforming something that you have. You're transforming the mental patterns, your beliefs that you have cultivated for days, months, and lifetimes. So to just change them like that, it won't happen. It will take time. But realize as long as you're putting an effort, you're making progress. Sometimes we can feel like when we release a little bit of fear, that's not much of a transformation. But the reality is, it is a great transformation. Because imagine this, if you're able to move a huge mountain just by inches, it may not seem like a great transformation, but it is. So as long as you apply effort, you will develop self-transformation. And what may seem slow to you is in fact quite a dramatic change happening on the inside, because we're so used to seeing things change so fast on the outside. When it comes to the world within, it's going to take a while. So realistically, you're going to experience as if you're making little progress, but as long as you're changing, even just by a little bit, you're making great progress. So don't worry too much about that. So I have included a worksheet for you to record your progress. So have a look at that. And I'll see you in the next video.